Hello, my sweet friends. Today I am going to do a mold that I have no idea if it's going to work. It's a 3D sunflower, and it was in two parts, a bottom part and a top part that fits together, and I've taped it together so as to hopefully hold in the resin that we're going to pour in it. Now, with that being said, if you can see here, I have one of my storage lids and a container lid to set this in, because I don't know if it's going to leak from the tape or how much it's going to leak. So I figured I should, be better safe than sorry. So I don't know how much resin this holds, but we're going to do 8 ounces, and I'm going to mix that up. And if we have extra, then we'll have extra. But today I'm using the, I'm probably not going to pronounce this right. I bought this set off Amazon. It's the Chincoteague mica powders. The Nacarat is going to be the center. And then I'm going to try to marble the orange and the gold yellow. If it works, then awesome. I have no idea. I know it will not be shiny, because I don't believe this mold was made for resin. I think it was made more for maybe chocolate or fondant or something like that. So it's not going to be shiny. We can shine it up once it's, completely cured. So I'm going to mix up the resin. It's regular epoxy resin, part A and part B. I am not going to debubble it in my debubbler. We're just going to paint this Nacarat into the center. I'm going to have 2 brushes. I have this one, I have this one. Not sure what's going to work the best, but I do have a switching sponge here, so whichever one doesn't work, I can clean it off before I put it up. So, without anything else being said, I'll show you the resin that I'm going to be using. It's regular epoxy, like I said. Again, it's something I've ordered off Amazon. I'll link it in the description, but I do not know how to pronounce the name. I've been using this resin for 2 years now. Not had a problem with it, and the price is very reasonable. So let me pull that up and we will look at it. So again, it looks like it's Fuchsia. This is the part B and the part A. Like I said, we're going to start out with 8 ounces and see if that will fill us up. If it does, then great. If not, then either A, we're going to have to mix some more, or we'll have to use it for extras. So I do like to pour my part B first, so let's go ahead and get that. Here we go. So I'm using 4 ounces of the part B. And I really think that this is going to be more than what we need. Okay, right at 4 ounces and a drop. And then we'll get our part A, and we will pour it to the 8 ounce mark. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have watched other resin videos, and you see it being mixed and poured. I do not have a hand mixer, so all my mixing is done by my hand. I do have carpal tunnel and arthritis in my wrists, so if you see me pause for a minute, that wasn't good. That will be why. But again, this mixes up pretty good. Oh my goodness. See, told you I had carpal tunnel. Can't hold on to anything. Try once more. There we go. And I am going to wipe my hands off since I had to pick that up so many times. I do apologize. Also, if I seem to snort, it's because my recent ear, nose, and throat appointment has me doing several different things. And it's either way dry or way wet. So we have our 8 ounces, and I'm going to set a timer. Alexa, set 3-minute timer.
Good afternoon, Loretta. 3 minutes, starting now.
All right. So I hope everybody's doing awesome today. It is Sunday. Well, right now, for me, it's Sunday. When I post this, it may be Monday, but today it's been a 50-50 day. It's had some, some sunshine, and then we had some thunder roll through, and then we had sunshine, and then more thunder, and then it got dark, and act like it was going to really do something, and then the sun came back out again, and then of course the clouds rolled in again, and we actually got a little bit of a sprinkling of rain. Where we sit at, where I live at, we seem to sit in this pocket where everybody around us will get it pretty hard and we won't get anything, or vice versa. We'll get it really hard and nobody else will, just like with snow in the wintertime. So it's sometimes good to be in that little pocket, but other times, like right now, we really could do with some rain. So it would be great to have some, but it looks like right now the sun is fully shining again. So it does make for interesting times as far as trying to get yourself into the pool. I know I've mentioned it before. I am fortunate to have my own pool, and I can go out when I want to. And those friends of mine that decide they want to come over, or they just need a little bit of a break, they come over and we get in the pool. We may just relax, or we may actually do a little bit of water workouts, which I enjoy. I did a real good arm workout yesterday, and I can tell you my arms are sore, but not too sore to do some resins. So that's awesome. So again, I hope that wherever you live at, that you're having the weather you would like rather than the weather that you wouldn't, so that you can get outside if you're an outdoors person, and do those things that you like to do, work in your yard or your garden. For me, I don't really do a garden. I do a lot of container plants, especially herbs, because I love my fresh herbs. And I do have a bunch of flowers and herbs up around the pool area, and also down around my house. And I always joke with people when they're at the pool, I'm like, if you get hungry, you can eat these herbs, which, I've got oregano, I have, oh, there's our 3-minute timer. Alexa, stop. And it looks like it's ready. So I'll do a few more times around, scrape the sides and the bottom, because even with the regular, like with the hand mixer from, like Let's Resin or Resiners or any of those other ones, little hand mixers off Amazon, they don't have to be fancy. I know that Tammy from Epoxy Me That has a little $10 hand mixer. It comes with 2 paddles and a little stand to hold it for like 10, 11 bucks. So it doesn't have to be fancy. I just haven't got to that point yet because I'm actually running out of room here on my workstation. I have to set things down below it and that kind of thing. Now we are going to give this just a few minutes to degas, and that is one thing I like about this particular resin. It really does really well, especially if you're not putting it in a debubber. And I think I said it in a previous video you know, I'm just starting out. I don't have name brand equipment. I have those things that I found on Amazon that were very reasonable price. The reviews were good. And so far, in 2 years that I've been doing this, wow, I can't believe it's been 2 years. The bubbler, my heat mat, my heat gun, all those things are working really well, so I'm not going to complain. Now, while that degasses, we're going to go ahead and paint the middle of our sunflower. And again, I've not done this mold before. It came in my first video surprise box from Janice. And we're just going to see how it works. So let me get it painted. And before you open your mica powders, tap them down, okay? I don't know if I've used this color or not, but we shall see. Okay, it is open. But I happened to watch a few videos, and people were saying the people doing the resin, they didn't know what this was for. Well, let me tell you, this is for going here and taking off that little foil-like covering, so it makes it easier. So that's what that's for. So first we're going to try with the brush that comes with Let's Resin mica powders and see how it does. And if I don't like that, then I'll go to the larger brush. And this looks like it may work pretty well. I'm wondering if, well, no, I think I'll just stick with this. Since this is the firstborn, I have no idea how it's going to work. I was thinking about maybe I should do this in a darker color, but again, this is the first time I've poured this mold, so I'm just going to go with what I have out and ready, and we will see how it does. I do like how well this particular mica powder is going on. It's nice and smooth. It's not blowing everywhere because I do have my ceiling fan on. But you know what? I just had a thought. Maybe I'll do this outside edge in this orange and then get the brown and do just that center. What do y'all think? I think that would be really pretty. Let me move that because knowing me, I am apt to spill it. I just know how I am. I've been told I should wear a bubble wrap kind of stuff because I am a klutz at times and I've injured myself more than I can tell you. So even my oldest daughter jokes that I need a bubble wrap. But, you know, hey, live a little, right? I do see some of this powder, this particular color kind of, you know, popping over to the other side where I'm not going to be painting, which is fine. You know, if it mixes in a little bit with those colors that I plan on mixing, then that's fine. So I am going to do this, like I said, right around through here. And in the very top, I'm going to get my brown and just top it. And if you are new to resin, know that the first thing that touches the first color, whether it's mica powder or chameleon powders or anything like that, whatever is the first thing to touch your silicone, that's going to be what you see when you demold. So give me a second, let me grab that brown. And I think we're going to use the coffee. There we go. So this is the coffee, all by the same company. Tap it down before you open it. Oh, that's pretty. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. I'm going to use my switching sponge here. And if you don't have one of these, you can buy them at your Dollar Tree. They're very cheap. Or you can go on Amazon. I think I bought mine at Dollar Tree. I will try to link it. If not, then I'll try to link the one from Amazon. So I'm just going to take out of my lid here because there is plenty in there, I believe, just to do this little top. I'm just going to barely do it. Just enough to give it a little bit of a difference here. They try to poke because there's a little bitty hole right there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bitty hole. I'm going to try to get some down in there as well. Here we go. I think that's going to be pretty. What do you think? All right. So we'll use our switching sponge again just to clean that brush. And then we'll get to mixing our colors. Oops. Made a little bit of a mess. Let me get a baby wipe and clean that up before it goes everywhere. Now, baby wipes are your friend. You would be surprised how much or how many you can use, as well as paper towels. I buy the dollar rolls of paper towels because, again, if you're like me and you're messy or whatever, maybe you will use paper towels a lot. And using the little ones from dollar or store or whatever, wherever you buy them, I don't buy the expensive one just because I do tend to use a lot, especially like when you're cleaning your cups or what I'm doing right now. It's just makes life a little easier. All right, so we got that done. It looks like our resin has really degassed well, so I'm going to just spritz it with a little alcohol. Get rid of those surface bubbles. And then we'll mix. So, you know what? I'm not going to use these. I think they may be a little small for what we need them for. So let me just get a couple of these cups. All right. And the secret about doing mica powders and resin is you want to put a little bit of powder into your cups, then put the mica powder. You know what? I'm not even going to use these cups. I'm going to use something bigger. But you want to put a little into whatever pouring cups you're using. So that way you have plenty of mixing room. And I don't like these. They're just not what I'm feeling right now. Bear with me just a moment. Okay. Sorry about that. Got what I wanted. Just because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put a little bit of this powder. Again, tap it down. Give me a scoop. About like that. And this one. That's where we'll start. And then we'll get the other color. Do the same with it. Tap it down. See, and that one didn't tap down well. It's at the very top still. So let's do it again. There we go. That's better. And a little scoop about like that. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit in this one, just to start mixing it, and the same on this one. Set that aside. It's a pretty orange. I think that's going to do well in this sunflower. What do y'all think? Now, the other thing about mica powders is you do want to make sure you get it mixed in. Once you get it mixed, let it set for a second or so you can see if any of the mica rises up to the top. And if it does, that means you need to mix again, because if you have any unmixed mica, then you're going to have parts of your piece that are not going to be cure, nor will they ever cure. So this is a really pretty color, I think. If you can see that. I think we have enough of that in there, so we're going to go ahead, put some more resin in there for what we think we're going to need, which I'm going to do right at 3 ounces. And I'll do the same with the other color, the gold. And if we have extra, we'll just put it in something else that we like. We could even actually just, you know, merge them together and it'll be a different color. So, get that off the side. All right, so we're gonna let that one set, and then we'll go ahead and do our other color. And it said, this is the gold, well, gold yellow. So I think these are gonna be really pretty, marbled into there. And again, we'll see how much this leaks. So before I do pour, I'll take everything off this top so that if it does leak, none of that is, you know, in the way or getting into it, or it getting into it. How about pretty color? Gold yellow. All right, so turn this back here. Add some more. We might actually have some clear left. Pour that up to 3. There we go. Pretty sure this is going to be too much for this mold, but I just don't know how much is going to leak out of it. All right, so we're going to give that a minute and let it set, see if we get any mica powder. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and move everything off of here just in case. We'll set our colors off here to the side. And then what we hope to do is kind of do a marble effect with these two colors to get the sunflower. So far, nothing is popping up, so that's good. It means we got the mic in there really well. We'll give it just another second or so. See a few little bubbles rising, but we'll spritz it with alcohol. I use the 91% isopropyl. I have a hard time saying that word. Don't laugh at me. What's that saying? Don't judge me. But every time I say it, I just laugh because I do have a problem in saying that word. It's like when I was younger, I could not say the word welfare. It was just one of those words my tongue would twist around and I could not say it. And now isopropyl alcohol, see? Isopropyl alcohol. Anyway, don't judge me. All right, so we're going to give this orange a real quick stir again. And a spritz of alcohol. That is such a pretty color. Look at that. I saw something in there. Nope. Alright, so that one's good. The gold yellow is good. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it never hurts as a reminder. When you are doing resin, don't always use a new stick because they're uncured and they are very porous. So don't jump to a new stick each and every time. Try to use one you've used before or that's had resin on it. The resin's cured because that means that stick is sealed and not porous, which means you won't be getting added bubbles. Let's fix that. This is my alcohol. Wipe my hands off. I hate stickiness. I absolutely hate it. Even with gloves on, I hate it. Okay, so we're going to get this in the center here. Hopefully there we go. And we're just going to kind of pour. I saw someone do this and marbled it like this. So, oh. Now this does look like it could be a hand cut mold. It is going down, and so far, I don't see anything from the side. That's good. I am going to take my silicone, well, my dotting tool here, and just kind of poke it because it does have a lot of ridges and bumps in there, and I don't know how prone this is to bubbles, but I could foresee that the way it's made, it could. But so far, I don't see any coming out the side. Maybe I lied. Maybe it is. I'll turn it around here in a minute and find out. Let's see. Yep, it is. Just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it right here, but yeah, it's coming out the sides. If you look here, you can see it right down to there. But hopefully it won't be enough that it affects it too much. Put a little more of this yellow in there. Watch it, see if it goes down. I mean, it's not bad. That one side is the worst side. The other side just has like a little drop or so. So I want to squeeze it, but I don't because I'm scared if I squeeze it, then I will make it really leak. Okay, I've got a few seconds to let it sit there and see if we need to take the heat gun to it. And I'm going to take my little squeegee thing here, clean around this outside, because I did slightly over pour it. I need to take a little bit out. That's better. Now again, I did not use the debubbler on this. And I'm not going to put it on the heat mat right away because, again, I think this thing could be problematic with bubbles down in there. Hopefully we don't get much more leakage out over here. I'm not going to fiddle with it too much. Take this off here to clear that's left in this. I think I have a tray that will hold the rest of this resin. I'm just curious to see how much this continues to leak. This side, I mean, it's got a lot over here. Let me show you that. See how much leakage there is right in here. Give me a second, let me see if I can find that tray that I was just speaking of. So I got the tray. Just gonna clean it off. Looks like there's a little bit of glitter on there. Can't imagine why. And it says 3, so I guess that's 3 ounces. So I think we're gonna have more than enough. Maybe. It could be a 3 for number 3 of the set of molds. I've not used this particular size. I have used the smaller size in this mold set. Okay. So it spritz it. Oh yeah, that's really, you know what? I'm gonna take this over here. Sorry about that. I took the that sunflower and put it over on my heat mat. All right, so we have 1.5 ounces of the orange, 2 ounces of the gold yellow, and 1/2 ounces of the clear. So we're going to pour that and see what happens. Like I said, I've not done this mold before. I've done this smaller one. I do know that with these that if you pour the edge, it helps it go around, not have bubbles. So since I have more of the gold yellow, I'm going to start with it. Just enough to get it in there. And then we'll kind of move it around. So hopefully that will eliminate any bubbles down in there. Okay. Now we're going to kind of do what we did with the other. We're just going to kind of go like this. And we'll take a little bit of the clear. Wouldn't it be cool if the backs would stay as they are, especially if you kind of swirl a design in there and you really like it. You will hear a lot of resiners and tubers talk about resin does what resin wants to do. And my friends, it is a very true statement. You cannot, whoopsie daisy, you cannot control resin. Not going to happen. Now this does look like it's going to be the perfect amount to do this tray. So I believe the number 3 that was on there was what I thought it was saying it was number 3 of the set. Put some more down here. Now I did learn a very valuable lesson on my last video. I had never had the problem before. I had never had resin cure in the cup while I was trying to do something. And I guess because I was taking so much time and doing whatever I was doing, that it started curing in the cup. And I was scrambling. So that was a very important lesson to me. And Tammy had approximated me that. I was telling her about it. She was like, oh, so you had your first securing a cup on video. I'm like, yes, I did. And I'm going to see how my hopeful save comes out, because I came up with a plan that I hope it's going to work. I don't know yet, because I'm waiting on part of it to cure, and once that's done, I'm going to back it in black, because it did have a chameleon color on it. So I will be posting that once it's done. I'm hopeful to include it on that video so I can show what I did and how hopefully I'm going to save it, because that was a lot of resin that I just wasted. I was very, very upset because, you know, resin is not cheap. And you certainly don't want to be wasting it. So this looks like it's going to be the perfect amount. I hope this was somebody out there that likes these colors. They're not necessarily my color, but they are pretty. So if you like it and you would like to have it, let me know. I don't really keep a lot of stuff that I make because I just don't have the space to save it, nor does my husband want me to save everything. He's like, we don't have enough room anyway. We need to be downsizing, which we do. I can't argue with that, but you know. Now I'm going to take my stick here and just kind of give it a little bit of a swirl. And again, it's not going to stay like this. It's pretty. All right, so another paper towel. Oh my goodness. Give it a second and then we'll spritz it or hit it with the heat gun. And I'm sure most of you have seen how to clean your cups really easily. So I'm not going to do that on camera. If you haven't, you basically put alcohol in it, get you some paper towels, and wipe them down. And it doesn't take that long, and you have cups that you can reuse. So it is a, you know, good money saving thing. So you get a bunch of paper towels and start wiping them down. And normally I don't like to do colors in them, but if you clean them good enough, then it's not a big deal. Cup number one. number 2. Get our stick. And see, this is why you get the cheap paper towels, because you will go through them. And number 3. Clean off my hands. Okay, a little bit on the edge here. Clean out the stick a little bit better. I said I hate sticky stuff, so there we go. Alright, so that's actually pretty good. Where's my heat gun? I'm going to take these off because I don't want to get my heat gun all sticky. It's nice and clean. Drop something in there. Where's my, there it is. No idea what that is, but let's get it out. Okay, my friends, so once this is finished curing and we come back, we'll be at demold for it and for the other items that we did, and hopefully they will be gorgeous. Hopefully the sunflower doesn't leak out too much, but I will see you when it's finished and at demold. Hello everyone, welcome back. Just wanted to bring us up on these 2 items I had molded and go ahead and demold them and see what we're going to do with them. So the first one, you can see the back is gorgeous. It's a mix of the yellow and the orange I'd mixed up for this one, and the rest of the clear that I had made. So let's go ahead and demold this one, and then we'll look at it from the front and see what we're going to do with it. I hope that everyone is doing really well today. It is another hot day here, but we had some pretty bad storms last night, thought lightning had hit something not too far from the house, but I didn't see anything, but it sure did scare me off of the sofa. All right, see if we can get this out. I hope you've had an opportunity to watch the previous video that I just put out doing some 4th of July decorations, and had an oopsie on that one, so make sure you watch it so you don't do what I did. Set this underneath here, and looking at the sides, there are no bubbles, and oh, got just no hair of a little teeny tiny bubble here, but we can cover that up. What do y'all think? Isn't that pretty? Marbled really well. Let's see. Yeah, don't see, besides that one right, well actually 2 teeny ones, which I can cover that up. I'm not going to worry about it. But that is so pretty, don't you think? Okay. Let's go ahead and get this sunflower demolded. Like I said before, being that it had to have the tape sides, it did leak out all around this edge, so I'm glad that I put this little lid from something else on it. It caught all of it very nicely. It didn't lose a whole lot here. I may have to go in and put a little bit of a clear coat in the bottom, just maybe top it off with some UV resin, but it doesn't look like it affected it too much. So let's demold this one and see what we got on the inside, because I'm really curious about this one. We'll go ahead and pull this lid off the bottom of it, which I'm glad that this is resin. I can just peel it off that lid and reuse it again for something else. Get this little bit of this, not sure if I should try to pull that off or wait till we demold it. I think I'm gonna wait because I don't know what that's gonna look like. Let's go ahead and get this off. Wow, we could actually use that for something. I don't know what. What do you think? I mean, it's pretty sturdy. Huh. I may hang on to it just to see, because why waste something if you can repurpose it? So we'll come up with something maybe. So we'll just set that over here for the moment. Now for the nervous part, because again, I have no idea. I've never poured a mold like this before. So I have no idea what we're going to have inside. I'm crossing my fingers. Ugh, I can't get that off. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Kind of excited, kind of nervous. Kind of confused too, though, because I'm not quite sure what these holes were. Well, I mean, it's held together, but I don't know why you would have that. But anyway, there's the front. But see, those little holes that were supposed to match up, I don't know if it's because it leaked out. But we do have some of the yellows blended, and we got the colors there in the middle. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just have to trim out all this right here and use these 2 little holes here to use as a hanger for either some wire or some ribbon. I'm not really sure, but it's pretty interesting. I don't know why. it would have those holes in there. It's pretty though. I love the colors. I think it did really well on that. Just going around the edge here and taking off this overpour. If anyone out there has used this mold and understands it better than I do, please leave a comment, because I just don't know why it would have those holes on it. Some of them have it, but some of them don't. And again, I don't know if that's because some of it leaked out and it was supposed to, or what the deal is on that. So we'll just go with it. We'll use that as a hanger or something. You could probably even use it on the top of a jar or something. Just don't know. And you know what? I just realized I need to switch to my other glasses, because these are not my close-up ones. So if you see me struggling, that's why. Let me do that real quick. Okay. That's better. So yeah, so if anybody has used this mold, are their holes supposed to be open or like this? Or are they supposed to be closed like that? Ah, pretty sharp edge on it. It just ripped my glove. But I love the way the colors turned out and things on it. Has a couple bubbles here in the petals. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be, but there's the back of it. And there's the front. I'm going to see if I can research before I do anything else to it. Just kind of researching. I thought I had, but apparently I must have missed something, because I don't know. But we'll leave it as it is. I'm sure, if you know, since it was a matte mold, it's not made for resin. I think it was made for bacon or for fudge or fondant, like I said before. So it's not shiny, obviously, but if you really wanted to, if it was perfect, or I guess more uniform as far as this, and you want to shine it up, you could use UV resin to shine it up. But we'll set that there, and we'll get on. Let me clear this off here. Okay. And then we'll set this aside, because I just don't know about it. And then we'll see what we're going to do with this tray to top it off. So I did get on Amazon, I got these beautiful pieces of jewelry. They call them brooches, but what I liked about them is that they do not have the pins on the back of them. So like this, you can see, but isn't that gorgeous? And I think they would be really pretty. Maybe, let's see, where's our irregular, there it is, right there, the little bubbles. If we took something like that and UV resined it on, maybe at an angle, and put, we'll just see. There's 4 of each different ones. So we've got these. Let's see, there's the 4th one. And then we have 4 of these. And there's 4 of these little ones. Should have had these open already, but I was excited about the sunflower, so I just went right into it. Oh, these ones are cute. You got 4 of these. And I'll put these in a jar once I'm done. I'm not going to put them back in this little envelope because this is a pain. Excuse me. And then there's 4 of those. And these weren't very expensive. Like I said, I really liked them because they didn't have the pins on the back of them, which is exactly what I was looking for because I thought these would be pretty when making jewelry or key rings or pendants. And you could just tap them right on, either glue them with some E6000 or UV resin. 4 of those. Look how shiny and sparkly they are. And these pearls are gorgeous on here. These are the ones that I was thinking really for this particular project. If you see, the back one's kind of orangish pink, but so is the inside. And I think that'd be really pretty on this tray. Let's set those aside right there. And yes, you do get a lot for the money. I can't remember how much these were, but I definitely will post them, the links from Amazon on them. Got these. Get 4 of those. And as you can see, there is a lot. These also would be pretty on this tray because of the color of the metal. So we'll set those aside. So if we want to use those instead of the bigger ones. And finally, we have these. They're very pretty, very sparkly. Okay, so as you can see, that's a whole lot. They wouldn't even all fit in this tray. Let me find, oh, there's my jar. They'll go right in here until I need them for something else. And they'll be easy to see in that. Let me leave that out. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the ones with the oranges tint on the metal portion. All right, we'll just set that right there. So let's see. Oh goodness, this is my favorite part, is creating, where you gotta come up with something, and I hope and pray that you like it. All right, so I think that's a bit much for this tray. I don't think it's really, I don't know. What do you guys think? What I'm thinking about doing is taking maybe 2 of these, put them down here on the end like so, and then get some rhinestones and finish off that edge. I think that'd be really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you for right now. I'm going to do that because doing those rhinestones will take me a bit of time. Don't want to hold you here, so I will work on that, and then I will share at the end of the video the outcome. So I'll see you soon.